But I want you to understand something. What Neil Armstrong did when he landed on the moon, historically, was the most embarrassing thing someone could have ever done. Okay, which was, supposedly, he was the first person to land on the moon. But for whatever reason, he chose not to claim the moon as his own. He chose not to say, you know what, I've landed on the moon. This is mine. I'm the owner of the moon. Understand that he gave up his ownership to America, to a small country. And it doesn't make any sense, but that's what he did. Now understand, as the creator of the universe and universes and universal phone, I don't give up those rights to nobody. What's mine is mine. What's my work is my work. What's yours is yours. But understand that the Americans gave Neil Armstrong a chance. You see, they weren't going to deny him as the owner of the moon. But they said, look, Neil Armstrong, what we're going to do is we're going to fly you off to the moon. And if you deny that you're the owner of the moon in front of the world, in which you did, and then we will say, you know what, Neil Armstrong, you are not the owner of the moon. And when he landed on the moon, he said that's one small step for man, one small step for mankind. Or I should say, one small step for man or one giant leap for man. So understand that Neil Armstrong is so embarrassing to so many owners and so many people that would like to have ownership. And America thought he was the owner of the moon. But now they say, you know what? He put up the American flag. The moon belongs to America. And a lot of people don't know that. Now, technically my work is before NASA, is before America. My universal phones are before NASA, are before America. So technically, you know, I can claim ownership of the moon. I can claim ownership of Mars. My work is there before the Mars rover. Same thing, there before NASA. So understand that I have claimed ownership of creating the universe and universes and universal phone. And I will not give up that ownership to America, to any other nation. Because it's just, that's stupid. You know? If you land on the moon, simply say, you know what, I'm Neil Armstrong, this is mine. Put up a Neil Armstrong flag. If you die wealthier than America, wealthier than any other nation in the world. You die the owner of the moon, your name may live on. You may live for eternity. You never know. So understand that it's anticipated that I will live for eternity, or something like that, as a creator of the universe and universal phone and universes. And as many of you know, my work goes even beyond that. Now, the problem that I'm having is I'm being told that I need to go further than the universe, than universes. And I don't know exactly how to do it. Now, many of you are questioning on whether or not I believe in extraterrestrials or aliens. Now, let me tell you this. I don't doubt the fact that they're aliens. And I disagree with anyone that doesn't believe that they're aliens. Now, me personally, as I told you before, I'm being engaged by supernatural beings, supernatural entities, supernatural militaries that'll dress up as aliens, spirits, ghosts, monsters or whatever. So if you ask me if I believe in aliens, I would say, well, those are the aliens to me. The supernatural beings, supernatural entities. Now understand that my work proves, without a shadow of a doubt, that there are extraterrestrial civilizations. And even the Mars rover, when it landed on Mars, proves that there had been extraterrestrial civilizations on Mars, and of course, wars on Mars. So understand that it is impossible to deny the existence of extraterrestrials. For the simple fact, when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, he became an extraterrestrial. Now, I want you to ask yourself this. There are more so-called aliens or extraterrestrials or beings or stars or planets or moons or galaxies or what have you in outer space than there are humans. So if you are outnumbered by so-called extraterrestrials, then who is the real extraterrestrial? Okay? So whether the human race understands it or not, I believe that the human race is the extraterrestrial. Because they're the only ones that we can prove are the extraterrestrials. Just by Neil Armstrong landing on the moon proved that the human race was in fact alien and has landed, on other places or whatnot, even though it is alienated, from those places. So understand that a lot of you won't understand it, but I think the human race is alien. And I think by Neil Armstrong landing on the moon, it proved that the human race is alien. Let's face it. If we colonize Mars or the moon, the human race becomes alien. So it's undeniable the existence of aliens, which is, you have to say that they're real. Now understand that supposedly these stars, planets, moons, galaxies, wormholes, nublies, or what have you, supposedly these are civilizations. Probably more advanced civilizations that aren't exactly made for human beings. And it may take the human race a long time to understand that much. Because I believe that the sun is an intelligent being. I believe that it is an intelligent civilization, such as the stars and the planets and the moons and the galaxies. Okay? But the NASA scientists, teachers in universities around the world don't teach this in school, and you won't get that information from anyone else because they haven't studied the stars and the planets and the galaxies enough to understand that there is a sort of higher intelligence behind it all, whether it can be understood by a human being or not.